Welcome to Silicon Valley Nonprofits, a service of KMVT Community Media. I'm Bev Lenahan, your host. Our guest today is Sue Barnes from the YWCA of Silicon Valley, and she is director of the Rape Crisis Center. Welcome, Sue. It's really nice to have you here today.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Well, I would imagine most everyone watching would guess that there's a YWCA of Silicon Valley. No surprise there, but remind us of what your mission is and how you're serving out your purpose.
Well, our mission at the YWCA Silicon Valley is to empower women and to eliminate racism. And we've actually been in San Jose area for over 107 years.
Oh my.
So we were there before women even had the vote, and already women were there supporting and helping other women. And our goal is to help women, children and their families really heal through any trauma and also to flourish.
I like the flourish part, but sometimes we do have to go through the healing before that happens. Isn't that true?
That is
And that's probably especially true when you think about the work you're doing for the Rape Crisis Center. Tell us a little bit more about the center and how you function.
You bet, you bet. We're actually the second Rape Crisis Center in the state of California. So we've been around since the 70s, the 1970s.
Oh, my goodness.
And as a whole, our organization serves over 18,000 clients every year. And the Rape Crisis Center often works with multiple thousands of people every year, not just in providing crisis and healing services after a sexual assault, but also in providing workshops, presentations, and education, starting with actually pre-kindergartners, so that people can stay safe. So we provide, again, services on all ends of this horrific issue.
That's a staggering number, really, when you think about it. And it's become so much more of an issue today, and not sure if that's because it's more publicly talked about or whether it's actually growing. And do you have any statistics on that?
Yes, and I think actually it's a bit of both, to be honest. We have more regulation now, thankfully, which is enabling people to get services, for services to be available. The fact is that sexual assault is the most underreported crime in the whole of the United States, and indeed in many, many countries across the world. And so although we have statistics, and the statistics are horrible, we know that there are many, 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 many millions of more individuals who are impacted by sexual assault every year. So for instance, in California, we know that there are over 2 million women living today in our state who are survivors of rape. What we don't know is how many million more have survived a sexual assault but have never reported it or have never received services. We know that for college students, if you're female, there's a chance that 1 in 5 of you will be sexually assaulted during your college years. For males, we know it's 1 in 16. And again, the one thing we know for sure is that those two numbers are very underreported. So you can see already the size of the issue is just really unfathomable.
It's really huge. And thankfully, some more is coming out in the news about the situation, and I think it's it's empowering people to come forward. But still, there are many, many feelings associated with the experience that prevent people from coming forward.
Absolutely.
So I think that's part of your whole education, isn't it?
It is. It is. There are a lot of barriers, as you said. And one of the many barriers is that in at least 83% of assaults, sexual assaults, the perpetrator is known to the survivor. So if you think about the dynamics of that, it could be a child, and it could be the perpetrator is someone in their school system, someone in their faith community, could be a family member. If you look at intimate partner violence, where sexual assault can really be a devastating occurrence as part of a domestic violence relationship. And those situations in themselves create major barriers for children and adults to come forward.
Yes. Well, we've seen some coming out stories in the sports world, haven't we?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think that's helped empower people.
Exactly.
Well, what are some of the other ways that you get the visibility out there of not only the need, but what you're doing about it at the YWCA?
Yeah, thank you for asking. We have an amazing event every year, and we're actually about to embark upon our 13th Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event.
Oh, cool.
And this year it's June 17th at 5 p.m. at Santana Row, so a new location for us, Santana Row in San Jose. And this is a light-hearted event to draw attention to what, of course, is not a light-hearted issue. But in this event, we have men from all over the community and all walks of life who shoehorn their feet into high-heeled shoes and walk a mile in celebration and in support of the strong women who are survivors of sexual assault. And it's actually a family event, an event for men, women and children to come together and support this really worthy cause. And we really encourage all the men in our community to come out and put on their favorite high-heeled shoes. We supply the shoes, they don't have to bring their own. And to get sponsored from their workplace, from their college friends, from their neighbors and families, to help raise money and funds to provide these much, much needed services.
I can remember when Sam Licardo invited me to help sponsor him when he participated, and he was very cute about it. He said, "I don't know if I'm going to get the shoes on or not, but it's going to be worthwhile and it'll be fun." So.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that is exactly the kind of attitude that helps and supports, and again sends a message to all of our survivors that there are folks that care.
Sure. Well, I also know that the YW can't really do all of this alone, so you have some cooperative partners who you work with to do your work. So tell me about some of them.
Well, as you said, we have amazing partnerships, and in fact we've had many of these in the community for more than 20 years.
Oh, very good.
So everything from all of the law enforcement departments in central and northern Santa Clara County, the SARC clinic nurses, and all of the amazing support people that come together for survivors. We also work very closely with other nonprofit organizations in our community to fully support survivors, whether it's clothing that they need, whether it's housing, and whatever the need is.
Sometimes food even.
Sometimes food, exactly, exactly. So again, we have amazing partnerships, and that is part of the strength, I think, in our community, in that there is a lot of working together in partnership to really serve to support these survivors.
Very good. Well, it's tremendous work that you're doing. So if people want to participate and walk a mile, how do they do that? How they can find out more?
Very easy. Very easy. We'd love folks to go ahead and look on our website at ywca-sv.org. Look for Walk a Mile, and then please click register, sign up for sponsorships, send your friends and family members there to support you, and we really, really look forward to seeing everyone in high heels on the day.
And what fun at Santana Row.
It is, indeed.
Good.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Sue, and all good fortune in the work you're doing. It's very valuable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.